Bills, 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 bills. I'm tired of spending all this money on expenses. Desperate times call for desperate measures to save. Hello there, I'm Alex and welcome to my channel Sinspiration, where I inspire you to develop a growth mindset. Times are getting tough. We have all felt the sting from inflation, and now we are getting no pay raises, pay cuts, and layoffs. Just like how companies are cutting costs, we need to do the same. As someone who lives a frugal lifestyle, I'm going to share with you the best ways to reduce expenses to save you hundreds or thousands of dollars each year. Saving more money means having more money to invest, and that will set you up to grow your wealth. Even though increasing income is the best way to build wealth, it is still dependent on your spending. If you spend more than you make, you're going to be depleting your savings. That is why cutting down on spending is just as important as increasing income. Housing is generally our largest expense. Luckily, saving on housing is dependent on our housing decisions. Location. Obviously, living in the city is going to be more expensive than living in the suburb or a small town. Size of home. Do you really need that much space? Me personally, I live and work in the same room, and I have my own bathroom, and that's pretty much all I need. Living with others. It's fun to live with friends, to get to know one another, and sometimes you can have parties and also go out together and have fun. Living with parents. In this option, you live rent-free, but some of you might pay your parents, and at least your money stays within your family and not going to an outside landlord. Utilities are necessities, but if you use them wisely, you can save. Electricity. Turn off lights and the AC when not in use. For the AC, stick to 77 to 80 degrees Fahrenheit or above and turn it off for the floor in which you're not going to be on. You can also turn it off when you sleep. Gas. For the heater, stay between 68 to 72 degrees Fahrenheit with 68 before you sleep. 68 is good enough to keep you from freezing cold in the morning when you wake up, and also not too hot so that you won't be able to sleep. Water. Take showers instead of baths and limit your time in there. Laundry. Save up for larger loads before running. For the dishwasher, only run when you have a large enough load. Typically save about 1 day's worth of dishes. Otherwise, hand wash them. Internet and cable. Do you really need all those TV programs? Is the speed fast enough in your household? About 30 megabits per second seems to be the threshold for good enough internet speed. We all have to buy necessities or consumer staples. I have a tier system where I try to buy certain items at the best quality and lowest prices and move down only if the more expensive places have them. Costco overall has the best quality at the lowest prices, and you'll want to buy in bulk. Well, you don't really have a choice here. At Walmart, it is best for non-perishable items such as canned foods, snacks, and toiletries. Asian supermarkets include 99 Ranch, 168, Marina, and Lion. I have yet to add in Japanese and Korean stores like H-Mart. For meat, I typically prefer Costco, but sometimes only Asian supermarkets have what I'm looking for. These are your best options for vegetables and certain types of meat and seafood. Then I go into Western supermarkets, such as Lucky's, Albertsons, Safeway, and Ralph's. They have the highest quality for fresh produce, such as fruits, vegetables, and dairy products. Occasionally, I'll buy meat here, like pork butt or shoulder roast, to make Chinese BBQ pork. Lastly, I round off with Target, Amazon, Home Depot, Macy's, clothing stores, and all other stores for general merchandise. When shopping, pay attention to the unit cost. Sometimes buying 2 single items is a better deal than a pack of 2. Otherwise, usually large value packs are better deals. For our most important necessity, toilet paper, I've always buy Charmaine and usually the biggest package. For snacks, go for party size rather than the individual packs. Shrinkflation has also made these party-size bags to have less chips inside of them. For meat, get the larger value packs instead of individuals. You can freeze the pieces you won't be eating for some time. Food, 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 and drinks. We all have to eat, and most of us enjoy dining out. With dining out prices increasing over 10% year over year, it's important to dine at home more often to save money. General rule of thumb, if you can make it at home, you really don't have to eat that food outside. Reserve dining out on foods that you can't cook yourself. Pay attention to the cost per meal per day. If you dine out, you might spend maybe $20 to $30 per meal or $40 to $60 per day. Whereas if you cook at home, if you calculate the cost of the ingredients, you'll be spending closer to $10 to $15 per day. Of course, if you cook something like ribeye steak, that's going to cost more. When you meal prep, you can cook enough to last for several meals. For example, I cook enough to last for 2 days because I like my food fresh. This saves both time and money because of cooking and cleaning. Be sure to save your leftovers. Don't waste food. We take having food on the table for granted. Remember that many people in this world barely have enough to eat, and our parents, grandparents, or ancestors may have endured tough times for us to have better lives. Buy in bulk. The more you buy, the more you save. Just don't overdo it to clog up your space and for food to spoil. And go easy on buying drinks. Water is the best drink for you, health-wise and money-wise. Food delivery. Okay, why are you spending an extra 40% to have someone deliver your food? Sorry to the food delivery apps, but they mark up prices, charge you fees, and then you have to tip the driver. When the food gets to you, it's never right out of the kitchen. Go pick up your own food and call ahead of time so you don't waste time waiting when you get there. Discretionary spending. I get it. That nice jacket or pair of pants is on sale, or you really want that Tesla. These are discretionary items. You don't need it, but you want it. Most people like to have nice stuff. It makes you feel good about it and makes you happy. Or you want to show off to your friends discreetly. I recommend not spending more than what you can afford. There is what's called the 10% rule, where you shouldn't spend more than 10% of your annual income on a big discretionary purchase. I'm skeptical about this. A brand new Honda Civic costs $25K. So based on this, you would have to make $250K to afford one? Nonsense. But it is advisable to limit your discretionary spending or wants to 10% of your income. In general, certain items go on sale throughout the year. I highly recommend purchasing things that are not urgent when there is a sale. For example, electronics go on sale during November and December during Black Friday and the holidays. Cars have great deals towards the end of the year because these companies have to meet sales quotas, just like how Tesla slashed their prices recently. I bought my phone recently at a $250 discount. Check out the link below for an article about when to buy certain items throughout the year. Clothes. I'm very basic and I shop for clothes maybe once or twice a year at most, sometimes even zero. I shop so little clothes that mom sometimes even urges me to buy more clothes, which I find really funny. If you're gonna buy clothes and if it's not urgent, I highly recommend you wait for sales and also take advantage of coupons. For example, you can buy swimsuits at the end of summer when they are on sale. Entertainment, movies, concerts, shows, sports games. I understand it's for the experience, but during times of cutting back, you can watch most of these on TV, or if you're like me, wait until movies are released on Netflix or Disney+. Even better, I take advantage of the public library's services to borrow movies for free. Coupons and app deals. I love this so much. I have been clipping coupons my whole life, even as I increased my income. Think twice before recycling those coupons from the mail. Nowadays, coupons are mostly on apps. I've used Albertsons, McDonald's, Chipotle, Noodles & Company, and Panera Bread. On average, I get about 10% of the value back. The BOGOs are the best deals. When redeeming points, you want to get the most value. I calculate the points per dollar for all of the offers to figure out which is the smallest number. Typically, the deals where you spend the most points are the most worth, like the free quarter pounder from McDonald's or the free entree from Chipotle. For Chipotle, make sure you pick the most expensive entree, which is the beef or barbacoa bowl. Naturally, people love to travel. Instead of splurging on first-class plane tickets or five-star hotels, ask yourself, do you really need these luxurious options? Most likely not. For transportation, shop around different airlines for the best value economy class seats. They all get you to the same destination. If your destination is close enough, consider driving instead. Gas costs less than plane tickets in general. For lodging, I like to pick the 2 or 3-star hotels or motels that's clean and at relatively low prices. One of my favorites is Spring Hill Suites by Marriott. Breakfast is usually included and it tastes good. Hostels are also very cost effective. You would get your own bed in a shared room and also share a communal bathroom with other travelers. It is less secure and there's less privacy, so make sure to always take your valuables or don't bring them at all. I've heard these can go for less than $100 a night. And the best option? Stay at a family member's or friend's place for free. Commuting. If you have the luxury of working from home, it's probably best to do it as much as possible. It saves you time and gas from driving your car. If you really have to go into the office often, consider taking public transportation, biking, or walking. You get some exercise out of it too. Subscriptions, Netflix, Disney Plus, Amazon Prime, Walmart Plus, Apple TV, Hulu, ESPN, HBO Max, Spotify. Do you use all of this stuff? And do you really need 1 to 2 day shipping year-round? Unlikely. Cancel what you don't use. I just use Netflix and Disney Plus and share with members of my household. Split the costs. There's no reason to have an entire account all to yourself. Do this until these companies actually crack down on password sharing. And last but not least, credit card rewards. You get cash or points back on almost everything you purchase. The baseline is 1%. In 2022, my average was around 3%, and I got back a few $100s. My cards give me anywhere between 2.62 to 5.25%. All of my credit cards have 0 annual fee. That means I pocket 100% of my cash back. I use the Bank of America customized cash rewards and travel rewards cards, the American Express Blue Cash Everyday card, and the Target Red card. I will do a breakdown of the benefits of each card and how much cashback I actually got in a future video. Credit card cashback is how I fight inflation, and my 3% rate was excellent compared to the 2% inflation rate during pre-COVID and normal times. Living a frugal lifestyle and below your means is to your benefit. Stagnating wages and price increases means we have to cut costs to preserve our savings rates. Everything I talked about today are things I do myself. That way, I can redirect my savings into investments to buy assets that appreciate to build my wealth. If I can do it, you can do it too. Every dollar counts and can go a long way if you compound growth. When you save tens, hundreds, or thousands of dollars, you can thank me by hitting the like button, commenting below, and subscribing to my channel, Sinspiration, for more tips on self-growth, personal finance, career development, and education. Also, follow me on TikTok and Instagram for shorts and reels. You've been Sinspired today. See you next time. Okay, here's bonus content. Napkins. Before COVID, when I went to work every single day, I would eat at restaurants and the cafe. I would take maybe 5 to 7 napkins, use 1 to 2, and then keep the rest. Over time, I accumulated over 100 napkins, maybe even more. only to be depleted when I had my family over. But I never had to buy napkins. You know the drill.